Thanks, Jay. Okay, Raj, I've got the basic questions that we ask every single retailer, so I'm going to put you on the spot.
Sounds good.
So maybe starting and we think back over the last period of you opening stores, what has surprised you the most about getting stores open and operating and servicing your customers?
The speed of change that has happened in our industry, especially on the retail side, has been probably the most surprising element for me. So giving you a couple of examples, when we're building our retail stores originally, we went from really below quality cannabis availability to really high quality cannabis today. So that change in a very short period of time. Another change I can tell you is the drastic price points, right? We started at some really expensive price points for both wholesale flower and retail, and that has continued to come down aggressively. What other change I can talk about? I could also talk about, originally the focus of producers was to focus on these smaller formats like 3.5 grams, even in the value segment of the industry, of the retail industry. And now that has gone into like half-ounce bags and ounce bags, which is a total shift from how we were serving our customers in our stores originally to what we're doing today. And then, fittingly enough, with the 2.0 advent of products, the consumer preferences are rapidly changing as well. They're trying new methods of consumption, which is bringing a shift in their consumption habits. To give you an example, when we first started a couple of years ago, we were doing we could sell even 13 to 18% THC. And it's something even below that. And today, the demand is for 20% plus THC. So all of these changes very rapidly happen. And of course, including the regulatory landscape, which still continues to evolve. So never a dull moment in our industry.
I completely agree. I think you had touched on a number of things that have evolved kind of over and since legalization that impacts day-to-day decisions at a retail level. And so like pricing, product, type of format also has changed, and that requires you as a retailer to change along the way. So what marketing decisions, because we're talking about marketing today, have you made maybe over the last year that looks different today than marketing decisions that were being made a year ago?
For ourselves, we've been very sure about how we wanted to market our concept. So, early days when Canada first legalized cannabis, we noticed many of our peers in retail were coming up with concepts that sort of downplayed the importance of accessories like bongs and pipes and dab rigs, which we had been doing this business for over a decade. And we really knew who our core customer was and how did we need to market our products to this customer. So, our opinion at that time was the customers that have been purchasing cannabis accessories from us over the last decade are going to be the same customers that spend top dollars on cannabis. And this is very much true today, 3 years later. So, I think we really scored on that point. And our customers today love us because we embrace the cannabis culture and we're able to offer this sheer variety of accessories in our stores at really unbeatable prices. Really the lowest prices in the industry, and we continue to double down on our strategy, expanding our assortment in our retail stores through our one-stop cannabis shop concept, which keeps our customers excited and coming back for more.
The message that you tell now moving forwards around marketing, and I think like something with marketing is always lifestyle, and so lifestyle, it totally makes sense to bring accessories into it. What do you want to tell moving forwards, or where do you think the message goes moving forwards as we get into marketing and as you have more stores open across a lot of different geographical areas?
Yeah, so the cannabis industry is changing very quickly, Krista. We are lucky. We're fortunate that we get to leverage our insights from across all our retail channels and wholesale and distribution channels. So we have retail, we have distribution, and we have e-commerce businesses, which give us an edge over the competition because we get to see consumer preferences that are changing in real time. The industry is moving fast, and we get to stay on top of these changing trends in the cannabis industry because of our broad ecosystem that we've built. And then, we also operate businesses across our value chain, giving us other cross-selling opportunities. Like, I'll give you an example. We are able to offer hemp-derived CBD products on our consumption accessory platforms of Smoke Cartel and Grass City and do the same thing for our bricks and mortar customers in Canada, where primarily the business is cannabis, but we're able to offer them this extensive variety and selection of accessories at unbeatable prices. So we continue to differentiate ourselves with these different strategies. And then we are also noticing a lot of the producers and retailers are coming up with these different strategies, and we are really staying in tuned. Our best approach is to stay in tuned to see what kind of results these strategies garner, because these are really early days in our industry. So we're very bullish on the ecosystem that we built, and we continue to expand on marketing strategies that we feel is right for our system.
I think it's so important in retail to stay focused, right? And it's like, keep an eye on who your customer is in front of you, how you can drive business with that customer, and what message they need to hear to ultimately create a better relationship as well moving forwards. So in relationship building, and as you think about like the next 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, what are you the most optimistic for? Maybe because you have a unique perspective of both Canada and the US, maybe from a Canadian perspective and from an American perspective.
Sure. So first and foremost, the faith and trust that our customers have put into us is very inspiring and encouraging. So this is evident by the fact that our 50% of our daily sales are being conducted by our loyal Cabana Club members, so part of our loyalty program. And unlike any other sectors in the cannabis industry, retail has sort of been the bright spot over the last few years, both in Canada and the US. Retailers tend to be operated by management teams that have experience in building profitable businesses. So that's definitely a bright spot from my perspective. And then looking at all of the innovation that is happening in our industry, Krista, especially around the 2.0 products, innovation in consumption methods that is now yielding great results, because new customers are coming into our stores to look at these products and try these different consumption methods. As in the future, I think this assortment of products becomes bigger and better, and I think it brings even more customers into the legal market, because it's going to generate a much higher overall customer satisfaction, and they will come back and shop more with legal retailers. So that's another very encouraging fact in Canada, and US is already scoring more points than us on that. And then I truly believe, these are still early days in cannabis, Krista. US federal legalization has not happened. 50% of the cannabis sales that are happening in Canada now, thankfully, are in the legal market, but we know that it's going to continue to get bigger and bigger. But, if I was to tell you one of the most exciting opportunities for High Tide would be US market opening up, and then global markets sort of following up on cannabis retail. If you look at what we've done, if you look at our track record, in a thinly populated country like Canada, we've been able to put up 80 stores already in the last couple of years, and we're growing more stores every month. So once US legalization happens, we're going to grow organically and very quickly across the United States. And then another piece that I'd like to mention that I'm particularly very excited about, we operate two of the largest consumption accessory platforms in the world through Smoke Cartel and Grass City. Between these two platforms, we get 33 million site visits annually, and we have close to a million customers in our database. So if and when US federal legalization occurs, I think it sets us up really well for online cannabis sales, which is going to be very, very exciting.
I think with anybody in thinking about cannabis retail now, it's like setting up the framework today to be successful for tomorrow. And we have this like very unique opportunity, unlike most industries, where we're starting from the beginning. And so that provides all sorts of opportunity, I think, as we move forwards. So thanks, Raj. This has been great. Jay, I'm going to toss it back over to you.
Thanks, Krista.